Welcome to Hoops Headspace, the podcast where mental health and sports intersect. I'm your host, Jada Rich.
I'm your co-host, Tay.
For sure. So today we'll be talking about not just the mental side, but we'll be also talking about some healthy living, some healthy lifestyles, because that plays a big part in not just your physical abilities as an athlete, but also your mental as a person. And we got us a special guest. This is probably the most special to me. But we got my auntie Leslie, so we're gonna let her introduce herself, give her a moment to talk her talk.
Talk your talk, Auntie Liz. Let them know who you are.
Good evening. My name is Leslie. I've been a nurse for 26 years. I'm also a health and wellness coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a certified life coach. I'm an herbalist. I'm a physical fitness trainer. And I teach classes at the Wellness Center in Tippah County, at Tippah County Wellness Center.
Yeah, she the healthiest one I know. Like if you think about like you close your eyes and think about that lady, like if you say you sick and she go in the kitchen and whip up some type of remedy and
Definitely.
stuff. Yeah,
That's me.
that's her. That's her. But just to kind of start off, which you gave us like your background as far as your profession, but kind of let us know where your profession has always been tied into athletics.
Well, like I said, I'm a nurse, and I've been a nurse for 26 years, but sports has always been, I've had a love for sports since I was a child. From growing up in the country, being outside all the time. My dad was big in sports. He played basketball, he played softball. Sports has just been something that has always been something important to me, not just me, but my entire family, down to my kids and now my grandkids. So sports has always been important.
Yeah. And I'll say too, just I've been watching the grandkids play football.
Yeah, they're coming along.
Yeah. So
This is new. This is first year for me to watch my grandkids.
Yeah.
I feel like I've served like 15 years straight with my children, going to ball games, the summer leagues, the college, and I've been on sort of a break. Well, now my grandkids are getting up in age, so I get to watch them as well.
Did you enjoy the break, or are you kind of happy to
I
get back
enjoyed
to
the
it?
break. I needed the break, but I'm also excited to get back to it because I have a love for it. In that time, though, I spent some time on me. I got back to sports myself, so that was a
Okay.
great time.
You did. You played in the what's the name
I
game? Didn't you?
did. I played in the alumni game. I also started running and
Yeah.
hiking.
Yeah, I be seeing that you and
Just
what
did 20
Celeste?
miles. Yes,
Yeah.
sure did. We did 16
Yeah. Both y'all
miles, and
crazy.
last week I did 20 miles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both y'all crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Then Mama told me y'all went to that thing that y'all walked in. That
Yes, me
Yeah.
and your mother and Aunt Susan, we did a 5K for Caterpillar.
Yeah.
That was a first for them. That was a first as a group. We did a 5K together, so it was
Yeah.
nice.
So hey, that
Just want to motivate and keep them moving too.
yeah,
Anybody around me, I'm going to motivate them to do the same.
I love it. I'm telling you, she's the most positive person I ever met in my life.
I try to be.
I kid you not. I may be saying Aunt Leslie not happy 3 times.
I heard Lil Zay a problem. He was in sports. Lil Zay, the grandbaby.
Oh, Brax. Yeah, Brax.
Yeah.
He's gonna be okay. And India has a son as well.
Yeah, he plays. You didn't see.
Princeton.
Yeah, he
He's
plays
gonna
in
be
it too.
okay. I think all my grandkids will pick up sports.
Yeah.
Braylon be talking about him, so I hear from him.
Yeah.
I hear about him.
And when you really think about it, though, Aunt Leslie got some athletic kids. You got Zaya, you got India, and India won a championship for Ripley.
For sure. Yeah.
So when it comes to athletes, as far as this is a big thing, because I'd always get on my girls about it. Before and after games, like what would you consider good eating?
Well, I am big whole food person. I believe that our food should come from the fruit and vegetable section. If it has a label with more than 2 ingredients, you should think about it. There's nothing in that fruit and vegetable aisle that you can't just pick up and eat. Wash it, of course, and consume it. And you can't go wrong there. You can't. You're not worried about all the extra stuff. So I'm really big on that. If I had to go for anything, it'd be fruit, because if nothing else, you're gonna lose hydration. And when I say hydration, I'm not talking about just water. If you really want to hydrate, you want to hydrate on a cellular level. How do you do that? H2O3. That's juice from your fruit. This summer, every summer, I do a watermelon fast. I drink nothing but watermelon. I juice it and I drink it. I don't drink water. I drink watermelon all summer long, and I get hydrated on a cellular level. I never feel better, and I never have as much energy as when I do that.
So, what exactly are the benefits of doing that watermelon?
You're hydrating on a cellular level. You are fixing gut issues. You're basically detoxing things that have come through your body. I always live by 80-20 rule. 80% I'm doing right. Only 20% I'm doing a little cheating here and there. And that has to be a treat for me. I just did a 20-mile hike. I burned 3,459 calories, and I tried my best to make up that evening because I had exhausted myself. But always before a game, I feel like fruits, your bananas, a good carb, um, high protein things after your game to replenish what you've lost.
Can you give some examples of, like you said, like after the game, high protein, good carbs and stuff like that for
Good
people that don't
good
know?
carbs like your rices, your sweet potatoes, your salmon, your steak, things like that that's gonna replenish you after a game. Always, you wanna get back to your body what you lost. And the benefits from eating right before and after a game will definitely determine what you're doing through that game.
So like it probably played a factor in my knee
Most
injury,
definitely.
not eating right.
And we talk about mental health, you just don't realize what, eating right will do for you mentally as well.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at my screen for this question. Okay. So, can you explain the connection between blood sugar levels, hydration, and mental clarity when it comes to athletics?
Definitely. A low blood sugar is gonna affect your mentality in a really bad way. You can get a low blood sugar, just the mental clarity alone. You can deal with things like confusion, uh poor choice making skills. Definitely not top tier. You're not as agile, and your reaction won't be as. And I always refer back to a basketball game. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's 1,000 sports, but I always refer back to basketball. But that's up to you to take care of your eating, and it's personal. It's nothing your coach can teach you, and even your parents. Because you think about it, most parents aren't eating right, so that's a decision you have to make as an athlete to take upon yourself, be responsible, and I'm going to eat right. If you want to perform at your highest, you have to eat. You have to know about hydration. You have to know about good carbs, bad carbs. If you're planning on performing at your highest levels, if you're just out there because you want to be part of a team, that's different. But an athlete who wants to perform at his highest, you definitely have to take those things into consideration, because even if you can get your blood sugar back up, you're gonna be sluggish. The comeback is gonna be slow because you've already gotten yourself down there. Um, and it's different if you're diabetic. We're not talking about diabetics. We're talking about healthy athletes. It's your responsibility to take care of those things. And yes, most definitely, you're gonna deal with some mental clarity. It's gonna be deficient if your blood sugar isn't where it's supposed to be. Hydration as well. Um, if you're not hydrated, you're gonna deal with some of the same situations.
So, for some younger athletes, let's say, especially like high school age, middle school age, if I'm a high school athlete or a middle school athlete and it's before a game, like you said, my parents don't eat that healthy, I'm not going home. What's some like cheap, quick stuff kids could get before games that kind of match up with what you're saying?
Banana, peanut butter and jelly. The sugar from the jelly and the peanut butter, the carb, you need all those things, even the bread to perform. You definitely don't want to go work out on an empty stomach. Then you're going to deal with that hypoglycemic issues. You're going to deal with all those. So you want to also hydrate, and not just regular water. You want something with some electrolytes before and after a game.
I'm learning a lot. I'm good. I'm learning.
Really? So you guys don't know this already. Both of you are athletes.
Yeah, and
Is this something that's just not taught?
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. Like our whole point of wanting to have you on here is because number one, when we was younger, just and his favorite phrase. I just talk about me. Younger me as an athlete, I felt like I never concentrated on nutrition because nutrition never affected me. If that made sense, like I still looked in shape, it felt in shape. Despite if I ate McDonald's or something like that before a game. You know what I mean?
Think
And
what you would have been had you.
exactly, had I done right. And then when I got to college, that's when I started learning about eating. When I went to Southern, I kid you not, I had a nutritionist and we had to check in with her for every meal.
Nice.
And it was to the point where, like, if you were in the cab, let's say I wanted a cookie. First off, we had to send her a picture of our plate before we could eat it.
Nice.
She may say, take some of this off, add some more greens, this and third. But like I had to text her, hey, I'm done eating. Can I get a cookie? In all caps, just one,
Yes.
But, and then when like we do weigh-ins, I still wasn't losing weight.
Mhm.
I was like maintaining. And so then the trainer was like, why ain't you losing weight? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I mean, whatever she say, eat, that's what I eat. Whatever she say, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what you be drinking when you in the caf? I was like, some lemonade, this and that. He's like, oh, no, no,
Fine
no,
sugar.
no, 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 no. So,
Did you not take a picture of the drink?
just the
Just thought
plot.
that was just
Cutting
I just
corners.
knew
I
that
can do
didn't
what I want
count.
to. Yeah.
I just knew if I'm sitting here
Cutting
eating
corners.
bunny rabbit food, that this drink don't matter. But he told me that kind of mattered more than the food,
Yes,
so
it matters.
yeah, long term it does. Because when I stopped being athletic, it was like, now what I do.
Yes.
And a question I want to ask before we get back to the question on here: how do you mentally restrain yourself enough to quote unquote keep it a treat?
I stay moving though. I'm constantly moving. I'm not a napper. I do the work during the day so I can treat myself. And it's not every day. Monday through Friday, I'm strict on my diet. And a diet is what you consume. I'm not on a diet. Let's not get that twisted. I'm not on a diet. I had a lifestyle change. I eat better now. When you go on a diet, you're going to automatically, that feels like you're put in a cage. And of course, we're going to, just my mentality, ain't nothing going to control me, even my food. So it doesn't control me. I control it.
It's just, for me, it's that's my hardest struggle even now, because it's like, eat good, eat good, eat good, and you get a taste of a treat.
So is it the overindulging in the treat? Because there's nothing off limits for me. I eat pizza.
Yeah, like,
I just don't eat a whole pizza.
right. Like for me,
portion control.
It's not the portion control. Like if I get it, I can eat a piece of pizza and be done. But it's like, okay, tomorrow, bro, now I gotta go back to no pizza.
Okay, so that's a mental thing. I didn't wake up Monday and say, you know what? I'm never going to do this again. I'm just going to treat myself. That's a 7-year process. I went on a health and wellness journey, started 7 years ago, and I'm just getting to where I'm at. That's not overnight. That's something continuously that you're working towards. There's no quick fix in this. There's no easy answer. You got to put the work in, just like anything else. But I consider my health and wellness journey like a basketball game. I'm going to win. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to figure it out. That didn't work for me. So now I got to do this. It's me against me at the end of the day. And that's what I work on. And I've trained myself not to project and also not to look at what someone else is doing, because your issues aren't my issues. And it has to be personalized. When you go on this journey, you learn so much about yourself. I can give you tips, but I can't do the work for you. And that's all I can do is give you tips. And your road may tangle all the way around. But it's exactly what you guys are saying. It's a mental thing. It's all about the way you perceive things, where you came from, what you were taught as a child. All those things come into factor. So you have to do the work. I want to say this before I am so proud of y'all, because I'm going to say something about my generation. I'm 51 years old. We weren't allowed to talk about mental stuff. You guys are. Y'all brought it to the surface where we had to tuck and keep going. you guys know the importance of mental health and that it's okay to go talk to someone or see someone. That was taboo back then. You didn't say stuff like, you didn't talk about being bipolar. We didn't have the floor to do that. We tucked. And you guys are bringing it to the surface and bringing awareness. And I love that for y'all. I do.
We appreciate that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? Who?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what that tells me, though? That you two struggle with whatever we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough.
So did you deal with depression after it was over?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yes.
I dealt with mine before I even got done playing because I tore my ACL going into my senior year.
Yeah.
So is it like, what's now?
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
For me, it wasn't really what was next. For me, it was like, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was
your sport.
That's all I knew.
Yes.
So
I think a lot of people deal with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
For me, after I stopped being an athlete completely, was a big struggle for me because I went from eating whatever I wanted to and not thinking about it being a consequence to it.
Because you're putting the work in.
Right. To eating the same way I was when I was putting the work in, but not doing anything.
Yes. Now life is happening. But with true discipline, we could have continued that on.
Yep.
But we didn't because now life is throwing so many things to you. And I'm just trying to get in where I fit in. Have you thought about getting back to where you were as an athlete, the discipline, the working out? What's stopping you from doing that?
Hate working out like regular, like lifting weights, running, and no, that I hate that the most because I think you are insane.
It's free.
I don't see how it is therapeutic to run.
Yeah, but who can I blame anything on? I can't cheat.
Yeah,
it's the most honest sport.
Yeah,
the time I got is my time.
Yeah,
those miles, no one did them. I did those.
Yeah.
You can get in that head. You have to experience, I guess. You have to experience it.
Yeah, I guess I have to.
You ain't grown enough.
I had to lock in, but I don't know. Going back to Leslie, they be out there. It be dark outside still and stuff.
You get it in. Yes, it's a health
issue.
Yeah,
I've seen some bigger people that are in way better shape. than,
for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
For sure. You have to mentally decide, I want better for me, not just for me, because the healthy choices I make, they will pass on generations behind you. You have to pass that on.
Yeah.
And you think about it. At my age, my parents, we ate pretty healthy for what money we had. We were poor. Well, now we're in a position where people are making money. You can make better choices. We just don't. Back then, we ate what we had to eat. Now you can make the right choice and make them better.
But to bounce off what you said, the stereotype or the saying that it's cheaper to eat unhealthy.
It is not. I don't go through McDonald's drive-thru anymore. It has to be a thought. You have to think it through. It's just as fast for me to park my car at the grocery store, go to that fruit aisle, pick me up an apple, a mango, a watermelon. That's my breakfast and my lunch for the day. For me, intermediate fasting works for me. Certain times of the year. I switch it up, though, when I shock my body. I don't stay on that forever. At this time of the year, I'm going to eat my fruit in the morning. I'll eat it up to lunch. And I'm going to eat one clean meal before I go to bed at night. The rest is hydration. And my hydration is I juice. So I get my H2O3. I get it through juices instead of water. I do drink water, but I consume more fruit juice than I do water. There's nothing like an accountability partner. Nothing like one. I texted your mama yesterday the googly eyes and the question mark.
Yeah.
You missed class yesterday. What we doing? What we doing? So last week we talked about this, and this.
Right.
And that's all I had to send with them eyes. She knew what was up.
Yeah.
She knew. I ain't have to say nothing. I can see her throwing that phone now.
Mm-hmm.
But did you get up and do something?
Right.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
So what are some foods that help with concentration and anxiety?
Clean eating.
Just in general.
In general, that fruit and vegetable aisle, just like I talked about. A lot of our mental clarity, and I hate to go here because I could really go down a rabbit hole.
Girl,
and I'm gonna try not to. Detox. A lot of our problem is parasites. We're not thinking for ourselves. That hunger you have, it's a parasite.
For real?
It is. We need to detox. Do you know in other countries, Before 1950, even the United States, we detox, and it was promoted to detox at least twice a year. In Japan, they detox every quarter.
What about just a good starter cleanse for beginners?
You can always do the cucumber water, the lemon water. You can't beat a good lemon water with lemon water and a little pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt. I could really go down through there with that detox. Some mental things can be corrected through diet. All fruit diet. Nothing but fruit, that'll clear you up mentally. You just don't know when you do that. When I'm on that watermelon, everybody's like, how do you get so much energy? And where did you come up with that? When I say mine's so clear, but that's what it's supposed to be. We congest our thoughts and things with the food we eat. We eat too much processed food. I talked about cheating or treating myself. I do treat myself, but I know what comes after that. I need to cleanse myself as well. And we don't do that. We just continue on with the same process. Anything done in moderation is okay. Down to drinking, anything, if you do it in moderation. But eating nothing but meat all the time, not good. You can tell it through the skin. The body shows. The skin, that's the biggest organ we have. It shows through the skin. It shows through the urine. It shows through the breath. You have to be really mindful of those. It's those small things, and we've gotten away from that. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, but like even with the H2O3, the fruit juices, there's no limit, and you don't have to drink as much. It's different when you're drinking fruit juice, though. You don't have to drink as much water. I've done that gallon of water. I probably did that for 3 years straight. But you're pulling a lot of your electrolytes in there too. There's things you should be adding to that water before you consume it all the time.
Instead of saying, hey, bring you a big gallon of water and make sure you drink this before practice, what's an alternative?
And I'm not going to say juicing. We're talking about high school children. Anything with an electrolyte in it. You have to have that.
Like a
I wouldn't
Pedialyte or
consume that
something?
a lot. Yes. And you can look up anything and they have their goods and their bads. Pros and cons to everything, but anything with an electrolyte, and I don't want to start calling out different stuff because there's stuff that I wouldn't dare drink. If you don't drink it over in Europe, I'm not drinking it here. And there's several things that are really popular that I just won't consume, and I don't buy them for my grandkids. They hate it. You will never eat a Taki in my sight. You won't drink Gatorade around me. You think about the young body. The young body can handle that.
Yeah.
But it's not about what you're eating right now. It's creating those bad habits for when you get in the real world and life starts happening. Now you're stuck with breaking those habits, or you continue on with those habits and you cut your life short. I think that's a blessing that I've been a nurse for so long, because primarily I've worked at a hospital, I've worked at clinics, I've done different things, but I primarily work at long-term care facility. I've done that for 26 years, so I see the outcome. I still see the bad habits. There's nobody in there that's on an all-fruit diet that doesn't take 20, 30 pills. That stuff matters. My goal is not to lose weight. It's to be healthy. And if you're running toward health, the weight's gonna fall off. I don't use a scale. I don't stand on a scale. None of that matters. I feel good. And that's what matters to me.
Like, just kind of give us an example of how you've seen that poor nutrition affect people later in life.
Well, we see them still with the bad habits that they had to be from youth. That you can still eat all the sweets and fruits and vegetables. No one cares for those. And that's what we should be eating, and that's what we should be pushing. Fruits and vegetables. Well, before you know it, you're on cholesterol meds. You went from one issue, and in 6 months, you're on 11 medications. That's my goal, is to not have to be on medications. I want a healthy lifestyle. I see it. One pill turns into 11, and they start affecting different organs. Well, you can't get off of this because you're on that. And now you're in a whirlwind and a cyclops of medications that people are pushing to you 4 times a day.
I got a question, because I have a picky eater. Okay. Fruits and vegetables he struggles with. What are some things that I can do to get him to consume them more?
Do you eat fruits and vegetables?
I do.
No.
Yes, I do.
No, he
No,
don't.
I'm not talking about in a can.
He
I'm talking
don't.
about fresh.
Oh, well, no, not fresh.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Then
there
you're
we go.
not eating fruit and vegetables. You're eating sugar if you're eating it out of can.
I ain't never seen that man with a fruit or a
Fresh.
vegetable.
I mean, fruit out of the fruit section of the grocery store, not on an aisle. The fruit and vegetable section. It's going to begin with you. And Isaiah's son Braxton, as we was kids, he didn't like the texture of bananas. He swear he didn't like the texture of them. So I'd eat a lot of bananas, and he'd start tasting them. And he's like, okay. Well, you said you didn't like the texture because you heard someone else say something about texture. You never even really tried it. So I start eating them, and I'm going to keep them on the table. And sometimes that's all I'm going to get.
And let me ask you this, Auntie Leslie, for our, what's the word I'm looking for? The parents that kind of cater to their kids.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna say it.
I feel like that was a shot towards me.
It's a shot towards you, your sister. It's a shot towards a bunch of y'all. But anyway.
Come on, because you know I'm going to tell it.
I bought Titus some healthy chicken nuggets. He liked chicken nuggets. So I was like, I'm not gonna get them Tyson chicken nuggets. I'm gonna get some, some the healthiest chicken nuggets I can find. He can tell the difference in them. Don't really know what the difference is, but he can tell the difference. Mm-hmm. So in his mind, especially if he see you get that green bag out,
he don't eat them.
He ain't want them. Mm-hmm. What do you say to parents about how important it is to try and get these kids on a good diet?
Okay. Now, I'm a little different when it comes to kids, and it's going to be hard for me to answer that about a child because my parenting style is different from these new adults. I ain't give you no option. Yeah. You eat this, you go to bed hungry. If what I cooked wasn't what you wanted, get back and lay down. Think about what it was, and maybe that'll help you get the rest tonight because this all I'm having. And you won't go on my refrigerator after I clean it. A towel go across that. Don't come back in.
The kitchen sink is over with, closed.
Maybe you brought something from school that was in your backpack. I don't give kids, we're eating this, but I'm going to make you that. Never. No, I'm not that person. So it's hard for me to help the new parents because I ain't the one. Well, I'm not being funny. I just cannot. I can't. I will not.
But if you would explain, though, just the importance of them at least trying, because the longevity of them teaching them to
you think about
eat better.
That it sounds mean and cruel that I say it like that.
Right.
But you're teaching your kids bad habits. At some point in your life, you may not have an option to give them. It's a difficult question for me to ask because it also depends on the situation. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care if I had all the money in the world. I think I'd stick with that right there. That's just my opinion. I know kids that will only eat macaroni. I know kids that will only eat chicken nuggets. That's not a child problem. That's a parent problem. I don't want to have to say stuff like that, but that is how I feel.
And it's important, though, because parents have to understand the consequence of it long term.
And also think about this. We always, as parents, think, I want better for my kids than I had. We're not doing better for your kids when you do that.
How important is nutrition when it comes to recovery as far as injury?
Listen, the body is designed to heal itself. God made us in such an amazing way. We're made in his image. We are. Y'all church kids, y'all know. We are made in God's image. He made this body so amazingly that it will heal itself. How does it heal itself? Through what God made, food. God made food. That's your fruits. That's your vegetables. That's from that fruit and vegetable aisle. The body can't, and that's why your nutrition is important, especially after an injury. You think about it. After an injury, what are you, though? You down, you're depressed. You either depressed or low to the point where I'm just going to eat everything I want, or you go to the extreme and you ain't eating nothing. So either way, the body is suffering. The body is able to heal itself, but we have to feed it the right things in order to do so.
If you could give a couple of small habit changes that young athletes could do, or even adults could do, right now to kind of help them get started, what would it be?
If I had to tell any a young person, They consume mostly. You consume all your calories in sodas or those teas that they have now.
I hate those.
They're not good for you. You know that, don't you? They're not good for you. They're not good for your kidneys. They're not good for you. If someone is drinking the teas, which I'm not telling anybody what to do, I enjoy a tea every once in a while, but it's not part of my normal diet.
Yeah, she's telling y'all to basically put Ripley Nutrition out of business.
I'm definitely not saying
Stop
that.
going up there.
Now you gonna mess me up getting my card punched now, Jada. I did not say that. But to drink that, I know some people that's their diet. They drink 2 of those a day. You are tearing that body down. Have you ever got a package and look at the ingredients? Half of them you can't even pronounce. You can't find those ingredients on the fruit and the vegetable aisle. And I'm going to say it once again. I enjoy me a tea every once in a while. I get tired, I get low, and it's probably not the best decision that I do that. But I do every once in a while. I'll drink one every once in a while. I'll probably drink one every 3 months, though. I don't consume them. They're not part of my normal diet. That's on that 20%. See, I'm 80-20. I do not deny myself. I enjoy food. I enjoy other things, but I'll do it in the 80-20 rule. Especially say this to women who are wanting to lose weight. That's their goal, going to the gym. I want to lose weight. It's 80-20. Only 20% is what you're going to get in that gym. 80% come right here. You have to be, nutrition is key. See, my analogy for the fueling and stuff was like, you can tell when your car is getting low on gas. It starts sputtering and puttering. That's that low blood sugar. It's not acting right. It's going, but I can tell I'm getting the light is on, and I need to be getting in that gas station trying to fill back up. Playing a ball game and you hadn't eaten anything or drank anything, you're not even performing right out there. You're not. You're almost out of gas. It's you against you, but you said it right. Consistency. If you consistently, I would go when I didn't want to go. I went when I wanted to go, but I definitely went when I didn't want to go. Some days I go to the gym before I got in a good routine and it's stuck, because at some point you're going to keep going and it's going to stick. And you're going to realize this is a part of my life now. I'm not just going to the gym. I don't consider myself going to the gym. That's a part of my daily routine. I have to have it. It's my drug. It's my calming agent. It does. It keeps me calm. It relieves my anxiety. I think maybe at the gym is where I found my relief for my anxiety, for my stress. And so now I have to go feed that. Do you not feel like that when you're an athlete?
I just, if you lock me in a basketball gym, I can stay there all day.
Yeah, you just have to stick to what you like. If basketball is what you like, okay, maybe you don't have a court, but do you have a ball? And you have a driveway? We can't dribble. We can't work on stuff like that. We can't. Why do you have to have a hoop in order to work out with the ball? Maybe you just need to get the ball. You gotta make that work for you. No, I don't have a set time that I have a coach telling me what to do. It's my responsibility. How long do I really want to live? What am I willing to do to put in the work? Figure this thing out. Everything isn't black and white. Go around that. See the gray in it. You should have a basketball on your back seat. Okay, I have a time in between when I'm going to sit out here and dribble this thing. You don't know what that's going to attract, and you also don't know what that's going to do for you.
So, what is a myth about nutrition that you wish would go away?
A myth. Was that one of my questions? I don't remember reading that. A myth about nutrition. The water thing is a myth. The gallon of water daily. That's definitely a myth. You can get hydration through your fruits and drink way less than a gallon of water every day. That's definitely a myth.
I struggle more staying hydrated in the winter than in the summer. Cause like in the summertime, I know I'm losing it now. Wintertime, yeah, I'm more aware.
You're probably more aware, and you're probably hydrating more. You think it's cold, so I don't
need it.
But you do need it.
Yeah.
Yes, you do need it.
Okay.
That's the misconception. You think it's hot in the summer, so I'll consume, and you're aware of your consumption. In the winter, it's cold, so yeah, not really, but you really are. You're burning off calories. You may not even be sweating, but you're still burning.
And then as far as like the school system, what's something they can do better for nutrition?
You have to offer better choices. But like I know, Jada, the way the system is and the money and the funding, we're really tired. We're tired. If you would look up just the system, like say Japan's school system and the things they eat, but they have a system where the kids participate in the cooking of the food. So they're also preparing them for life. We're just behind in so many areas, but definitely that funding for schools and foods, it could definitely be better because they should actually have a choice. If they're going to have a choice, it definitely should be at school because our tax dollars are paying for half of that. Is that right or wrong? We should definitely have a choice. And some of those things, and listen, my kids would die if they heard my grandkids would have take them talkies out of that school. We know that's no good for them. We know that. And it might decrease some of these behavior problems we have as well. Think about all the dyes and all the other ingredients that are in these foods. They're providing no nutritional value to our kids. So that's just my opinion now. That's my opinion.
To wrap us up, what's some advice for this basketball season, because we're just not getting going, that you could give to players as far as nutrition to help them make it through this school year?
Make good choices. Hydration is important. Like you said, even if you're at school and it's something you don't like, we've got to find a different way or eat it. I mean, there's a means to an end. We have to do this to do that. And if I want to perform at my highest, sometimes if I don't have an option, that is my option. I need to do what I have to do to perform at my highest. So definitely hydration, consumption of food, definitely. That going all day, and I don't care the healthiest person, and they feel like, well, I can do that. You probably can do that now. But what is the long-term effect? Because what you're doing is that one time isn't going to hurt you, but you're developing habits that eventually will be so hard to break. So that's why it's so important to do right now and make better choices so you don't get in those bad habits. Those things are so hard to break. And if you know, like I know, and you guys are a little bit younger, but when you do, you graduated from college, you're no longer playing basketball, you're no longer playing football, sports is over with, life is happening. So you got that good 10, 20-year span where you're not doing anything. There is nothing harder than starting over. I'm a firm believer, once an athlete, always an athlete. So it's in you. But that start over from scratch, the best thing to do, if you're not working out all the time, and I guess I'm not talking to high school, I'm talking to people your age, do something. I don't care if it's walking. I don't care if it's dribbling that basketball. You got to keep that alive in you because that start over is horrible. But as far as high school kids, it's those habits. It's maintaining good habits. It's being consistent. And like I said, your parents may not be eating right, but kids are driving. Kids have their credit cards. Kids are door dashing. Make better choices when you do those things. Y'all ain't got nothing.
Hey, Jada.
No, we don't, because it's so
It's so informational.
Informational.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Taking everything
And these
in.
are not things that you guys don't know.
Yeah.
You're just not practicing them.
Yeah.
And to have someone that is practicing them and say, just do it. The benefits far outweigh the trouble. I wouldn't go back now if I had to start over because those were hard times. And we talk about some mental things had to be fixed within me in order to get to where I'm at. But that consistency, that keep going, not only did I work on my physical, but I also worked on my mental. And remember, I spoke about that before. I tucked.
Mhm.
It's just the age group. We didn't get it there. You say therapy. You talk that stuff if you want to.
Right.
Therapy and that and them dishes.
You know how many times I heard that growing up, dog? Therapy, they way in there clean that room up.
Right. Therapy, that toothbrush on them baseboard.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
So,
think about your mental while you clean it.
That's where my running and my hiking. I'm fixing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm mentally dealing with things that I didn't growing up. That's my piece. That's my therapy right there. I would say it's cheaper. It might not be because the equipment is expensive running. You would think that'd be a cheap sport, but it's not. But so I probably pay what I would probably pay a therapist.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
Probably out of the same amount of money.
what I got out the interview, Auntie Leslie has changed them old lenses.
Yeah.
Them old lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Habits. Yeah. You have a future. You have a child, and that's one of my biggest regrets is not doing more or making better choices. I made good choices for my children, but I came from a family that my mother was really big on eating clean and herbs and healing from the land. My grandmother she felt the same way. My dad's mother, she felt the same way. She always had a remedy. So those things that I picked up as a child and I just carried them forth. My grandmother was 97 when she passed away. She was on up and she was healthy. So that makes a difference. That's my goal is to live long. I want to live a long time. In order to do that, I have to treat my body right. And I have to make choices for the goal that I'm trying to reach. And that is my goal. But if you worked in healthcare the way I work in healthcare and you watch that slow demise and you see the results of I'm going to do what I want when I want, you know when you're saying, oh, I'm going to do what I want when I want person. And all you can do is pretty much treat them because teach them you can't. Living in denial of your health, other people see it. I mean, and if we can't see it because we don't know you well, we can see it on your skin. We can see it in your hair. Those things make a difference. I'm not talking about size because I know some bigger people that are healthy. I don't concern myself about size. It's not about size. It's about health. Our eating, and I'm talking about African American, it goes way back. We were given the scraps. We were given that portion of the pig that causes the high blood pressure. But what we also were given were the parasites and were the things like that. We weren't taught to cleanse. We weren't taught to detox. And even if we were, we didn't have the means. What we do remember is what roots and what uh from the land that we can use for this medicinal and that medicinal. But we had to eat abundance for the work that we were putting out. So you think about that. Those bad habits, what choice did they have? And that was passed down generation to generation. Think about how they worked, though, from sun up to sundown. Who working from sun up to sundown now? We eating 3 meals a day and sitting in the chair all day and typing. How? That's propaganda. We're taught that.
It's time to eat.
Yeah, and we ain't did a thing.
Yeah.
But got up. But let me fill my stomach. Breakfast, you're breaking a fast. What are you breaking that fast with? You put more junk in you. Your fast should be broken with fruits. God's food.
But for me, I want to say I really appreciate you coming because you didn't have to. And I want to say thank you for what you brought.
Very much needed. Appreciate you coming.
You were kind of lighthearted there at the beginning. So this is your moment to just talk your talk. Let the people know anything you want them to know before we get out of here.
If I had to say anything that would be of help to people, I would say that this is a journey. A lot of people think, because I get comments all the time, I want to do what you do. And you can. It just takes time. It's not overnight. And when I say it's been a process, it's been such a process. I've lost a lot. I've lost people. I've gained a lot. But I'm a firm believer that anything that left, it was supposed to go. And whatever came, it was supposed to be here. For my journey, everybody's individualized. And no one knows me like I know me. And when you go on a journey, you got to be honest with yourself. And that's one thing I had to do was confront and come face to face with some things. And that's where that mental comes in. And when I say I did the work, that's what I did. I did the work. I walked towards myself, face forward, and I fixed some things. And I'm still fixing some things. And I probably will always, for the rest of my life, be fixing some things. But I'm staying on the journey. It started with consistency. My brother said something to me one time because he's over the wellness center at Tippah County. I would come Monday, Tuesday. And then I wouldn't come back to the next Monday, Tuesday, maybe Thursday. Then I stopped coming. And he stopped me one day. He said, hey, why do you keep doing that starting over on Monday? I said, I just think Monday's a good day. It's after the weekend. He said, why don't you treat every day like it's Monday? And something just clicked when he said that. And that's exactly what I did. Something as simple as that. I started treating every day like Monday. And that consistency, it's just a part of my life now. I'm going to get up and work out every day. It has to be personalized, but you have to be consistent, and in a little bit, it'll click on.
Let's all take everything Auntie Lizzie said today. Let's apply it. You young athletes, y'all got to understand, especially as kids in school, your nutrition, like she said, the 80-20 rule is very important. You can go out there on that court and play your life away. You go out on the field and do the same thing. But if you're not filling your body with the right stuff, you won't last long. You won't perform your best. And when you're done playing and you got to deal with that life after, it's gonna smack you. Them calories gonna smack you in areas you ain't never seen them smack you in. So use those things that you've got from those sports and apply them to yourself. We really hope, again, that just like from the episode before, you're getting some good isms from our guests and from us as well. When it comes to your nutrition, that's the most important thing. Your body is your temple. If you don't take care of your body, it ain't gonna do what you need to do. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? But again, we thank you for joining us here on Hoops and Headspace, the podcast where mental health and sports intersect. I'm your host, Jada Rich.
I'm your co-host, Tay.
Then it's our baby host.
Tay.
What's your... No, that's Tay. Who you? Easton. All right, y'all. We'll holler at you.
We out, y'all. Say bye.
Bye.
For sure.